Hi, my name is Hyung Lee. I am a YMD leader at Thousand Oaks District. Counting down the end of the year 2020 on New Year's Eve, I couldn't be more excited for the year 2021 to come. A divorce started in the middle of the year 2020 was a long and extraneous process that resulted in many conflicts and headaches between me and my ex-spouse. And my workplace was getting so toxic that human resources was calling employees to interview about workplace violence. I had no choice but to face those challenges and win each one of them like a lion king to support my parents, grandparents, and my daughter, the people that I love. Although I felt so much weight on my shoulder facing never-ending obstacles, I knew the darker the night, the nearer the dawn, and my spirit was never defeated. And at the moment of doubt, I sat in front of Gohonzon and constantly chanted and recharged my energy. As I was welcoming the year 2021, I saw the New Year's Soka Gakkai's theme, the year of hope and victory, and I determined to win like a lion king without giving up any hopes, no matter how hard it is. However, it seemed like the higher the spirit that I bring to life, the more obstacle that I run into. As soon as the court finalized the divorce in January, my ex-spouse started to not picking up my daughter and it was getting more frequent. While 6 p.m. was the pickup time, she wasn't answering my text or calls until 9 p.m. to find out that she won't make it because of her work project. What was challenging was that my daughter was getting nervous and repeatedly asking about the mother's whereabouts, like in 10 minutes interval, and starting to pick her fingernails. And one night we drove down to my daughter's mother's place where she's supposed to be working home. And I found out that her car was gone and she wasn't even home at 10 p.m. on Friday. I have to come up with a story every time so that my daughter doesn't worry about her mother's whereabouts. Seeing my daughter developing anxiety, I was heartbroken. Every night I chanted, and my sincerity must have touched my 5-year-old daughter started to chant along with me. And every time I chant, I reminded myself that the darker the night, the nearer the dawn. It was particularly tough time for my daughter and my parents because I was never home during this time because I was working 7 days a week administering the COVID vaccine during January and February from nursing homes to other healthcare facilities. For the whole 2 months, I was only off for 4 days. The worst comes to worst. The first week of February, I received a level 3 write-up from my boss. It was the first written up that I ever received, so I was pretty shocked and didn't know what to expect. Especially level 3 was the one right before the termination. However, somehow, immediately after I got the write-up, I knew that I just hit the darkest point of my night. My family was struggling, my work was toxic, and my body was tired and exhausted. I thought it can't get any darker than this. Only good thing was my spirit that I carried by chanting Daimoku and aligning myself with the rhythm of the universe. The funny thing was that I actually started to feel excited only a few hours after the write-up because I was so sure that only good things were about to happen. Ironically enough, exactly 3 days after I received the level 3 write-up, I got a call for a job interview that I applied 2 years ago when I first moved to California. This was the job that I wanted ever since I graduated from college. So the timing was so mystic that I could not believe it. Furthermore, right after the interview, the year-long planned family vacation that I thought would never happen due to pandemic, I still managed to fly my parents and my daughter out to Cancun, Mexico to celebrate my father's 60th birthday. It was a trip that I planned for years, since 60th birthday is considered the biggest birthday to celebrate in Korean culture. The funny thing was that the whole time I was in Cancun, one of my YouTube videos that were getting no views for the entire year, all of a sudden it received over 36,000 views over just a few days. And the very next day I came back from Cancun to Thousand Oaks, I received an envelope from the IRS in my mailbox. And it was about the nonprofit organization that I founded after the Sensei's message from the last October's SGI 60th anniversary general meeting. The letter informed that the organization is now officially approved for the tax-exempt status. I want to share the message from the sensei that inspired me from the last meeting as follows. The decade from the Soka Gakkai's 90th anniversary to its centennial in 2030 will be crucial. We must be even more determined to show victorious proof of our own human revolution, to transform all great evil into great good, and to effect a powerful change in the destiny of all humankind. So it is my determination to show actual proof of our practice for the year 2030 by improving public health in America through social media. And yesterday, one of our videos just went viral on TikTok, receiving more than 10,000 likes in less than 24 hours. And believe it or not, starting this coming Monday, I'll start my new job with a 15% salary increase with a much happier working environment. And most importantly, now my daughter sleeps well throughout the night and wakes up happy and singing every morning. My parents became superheroes for me and for my daughter while I was gone for most of the time giving the vaccines. My daughter spent a great time together with her grandparents, and my daughter was able to build a strong bonding with them. They were fully committed to the care of my child during this time. They always made sure my daughter was having a great time and never left her alone so that she doesn't feel lonely and anxious. The best part was that my daughter started to chant alongside my parents. And last week, Romy also got accepted to the first choice of her school for her kindergarten starting this fall. The experiences that I had just past few weeks were just so powerful and mystic, just like they all promised to happen at the same time. And it has been a great time upgrading my faith in this practice. I would like to end my experience with a quote from a small book, Buddhism Day by Day, by Daisaku Ikeda. There are many elements involved in a prayer being answered, but the important thing is to keep praying until it is. By continuing to pray, you can reflect yourself with unflinching honesty and begin to move your life in a positive direction on the path of earnest, steady effort. Even if your prayer doesn't produce concrete results immediately, your continual prayer will at some time manifest itself in a form greater than you had ever hoped. Thank you.